Welcome back to this Mike with Repliquants. It's July 19th, 2022. And lo and behold, we have a buy signal on Bitcoin. Can you believe it? Not on Ethereum yet. I'll show you that in a second. But we've been short here in Bitcoin with Gravitas, our long-term swing trading system, since April 27th. There was a buy signal that preceded it right here. That was in March, and before it peaked right here, and then it exited basically a break even right here as a sell. And then for like a week, 10 days, it didn't do anything. And here on the 27th, it went short and has been holding short all the way through here, which we're kind of grateful for. But at this point, seeing this formation here, I was wondering when it would flip over. Well, clearly, what's necessary with Gravitas, and I've explained this before, and if you haven't seen my video on the indicators, I've linked it below. Watch it, because then you understand better what's going on here. Basically, we have these two Kalmans. These are not EMAs. These are not SMAs. These are something very different. And I smoothed them a little bit, so I have two of them. Clearly, because the Kalman in essence doesn't come with a window length. It's a very different algorithm. But I've smoothed it a little bit, and I've got a short term and a long term here, and basically operate on a crossover, very similar to what you would do with a normal EMA. But it works very well, and it is responsive, but not too responsive in a way that it would kick us out of trades, like for instance in situations like here, right, where the tape was kind of meandering around and making quick moves to the upside, which usually is the death knell for EMAs, because they get faked into getting you into the wrong side. The Kalmans don't actually, which is why I actually prefer using the Kalman. And then we have the net line buy levels and net line sell levels. And you can see down here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and you can get a little bit more context. So, right, that's big enough. So we see here that the Kalmans were going down, and then here we're starting to build this massive stack, right, of fairly long-term net line buy levels and net line sell levels. And I've explained again the concept in that video. So if you want to understand how they work, watch it. But they basically define price thresholds and resistance points and resistance clusters. And these clusters here, they were quite strong, right? This is quite a strong price cluster that it had to breach through, and it just did. So we have two things now. We have the Kalmans crossed on the right side, meaning the short term is above the long term now, and we have a net line buy level breach, and that basically caused Gravitas to switch into a long mode. So it sold and basically bought it back, the contract, and then went long. Okay, so that's what's going on here, and officially we're supposed to be long now with Gravitas. On the Ethereum side, we're not there yet, and it actually moved too fast. That's why. The reason is because it breached through these net line buy levels. And that happens sometimes, right? There is no real silver bullet when it comes to these types of indicators or systems. There's always a situation where it's a little bit early or a little bit late. And it might be a little bit early on Bitcoin, who knows? But that's why I run it on both Ethereum and Bitcoin. But here with Ethereum, it really, just after running sideways for weeks on end, like here, right? A similar situation. It finally decided to pump higher very quickly, and we see these huge spikes here. And of course, a lot of us were wondering, wow, is this it, right? Is it just going to keep pumping higher? Well, it's now running into prior support, is now resistance, and it's going to be a little bit harder moving forward. So what I would love to see, actually, honestly, is a revisit, a retest right down here, maybe of the 1250 cluster, right, somewhere on here, maybe a retest. That is usually a golden entry opportunity, because the odds really support a snapback after that. So I'm not sure we're going to get it though. That's why I probably would not want to chase this. I would probably prefer to, although this is right now the stronger coin, understandably, right? That's the one everyone would be looking at. But I probably would prefer to enter here on a long position and wait then for Bitcoin to follow suit. It doesn't always do it immediately, but eventually Bitcoin does follow suit. It's very unusual for Ethereum just take off and just keep taking off, and then Bitcoin not doing anything. So that's basically the bottom line. We got a buy signal on Bitcoin. That's good. Is it too early? Is this a fake out? Are we going to get drawn down again? Anything can happen, obviously. But technically speaking, at least per this particular system, it's good enough. It has enough price context now to decide to go long. And well, that's better than a kick in the shin, right? So let's see what happens. Okay, that's all I got for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, upvote the video if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.